It's the last day of third season, so we gotta get it done today, hopefully this morning. Came back again here to the river bottom. Yesterday we came, me and Nate were here. We sat on the other side thinking that if they did what they did the day before, we'd kill them. If they didn't, we could move on them. Well, neither of those things happened, so today we're back on the side where he came down 2 of the last 3 days. That's where me and Dad sat 2 days ago, and he just came down a little too far and went to his hens. And I changed the setup too. I've just got one of the Clambo decoys out now. It's the Shady Baby hen, I think is what it's called. It's just a feeding hen. I don't know, this Tom that we've been hunting doesn't seem to be real responsive to calling, and I know he's seen the Tom decoy at least twice, the strutter, and doesn't seem like he's really liked it a whole lot. So maybe throwing just this lone hen out here will make the difference. I don't know how much I'll call. Maybe a little bit if we hear him gobble off the roost. He didn't say anything yesterday, so it's pretty foggy. We'll see how that plays for us. I don't know if he'll be as early flying down, if any of them will be, but maybe he'll at least be talkative this morning. The birds are singing. The wind is considerably less than it was yesterday, so that's positive. But I don't know, hopefully we get it done. It's the last morning. We didn't have any luck this morning. We didn't end up even seeing a Tom. Saw 2 hens all together, and then car drove by pretty slow and scared the last one off, and we didn't hear anything gobble one across the road, so decided we'd go try somewhere else. We're at the second spot now, and so we're driving by, we saw a couple of turkeys out here up on the north farm, so we're gonna see if we can slip up and get on them. We're gonna get in the fence row here. We got a spot we can get to, then we'll get in the fence row, see if we can see them and maybe call them over. I think they were headed that direction, so maybe we can cut them off. Alright, we got in on these 2 that we saw from the truck, and they ended up both being hens. And they're on this point that we're at now. We're fixing to just cut our losses and go back and maybe hunt them on his permit if we get to go. But they ended up working off. We decided to look across the field one more time, and there was a Tom coming to the woods, and these turkeys ended up working off to the south down here in this bottom, and he's in the woods over there. And we got him talking to us, so hopefully he'll come across here and check it out. He's more worked up than the ones we've been hunting the last 3 days, so maybe he'll make it over here and we can at least get a shot at one. Straight east. You see him? Not now. Do you see him? You see him?
Yes, I see him.
Are you on him?
I'm on him. Focused. I'm on him. Yep.
Hammered him. Bam! We even called him in.
Yeah, you did.
920. Heck yeah. I didn't want him to get too close that way because I couldn't shoot over this stuff. It looked like he was going to get much closer. I didn't know how you couldn't see him when he was coming over the hill. You can kind of see where we were at. Right in there is that tree that Dad was under. And then I was just to the right of him, behind that stump. Our decoy. She's right over there. He was ended up being about 40 yards, so just didn't want him to get too far to the right of that stump because I couldn't have shot him. So, but he ended up right where we're standing. Well, we finally got it done. The last day of the third season. We went this morning and had no luck. We saw 2 hens, like I said earlier, no toms. So we came out here after these that we saw from the truck, and they got away down in this bottom, so we moved up. Actually, while we were watching them, we heard this gobbler saw one coming across and then lost him, and then we ended up hearing one over there in the woods. I assume it was him. We think there may have been 2 over there actually, but those hens worked their way in the bottom field, so we slipped up to this corner where they were at and set up and just started doing a little calling, and they were talking to us. He kept answering. I don't know if we got any video of them or not over there gobbling in the woods, but then it wasn't 10 minutes maybe we sat there, and he started peeking over the hill. He sounded like he was closer a couple times, but we weren't sure, and then finally we heard him gobbling. We heard his feathers shaking, and we knew he was close. Where we were at, we couldn't see the bottom edge of the woods for the roll and the hill up here, so we couldn't exactly tell when he was coming, but like I said, that last time he gobbled, we heard his feathers shaking, so we knew he was close. He topped this hill. I had to wait for him to get on him because he had a little bit different angle than me, and like I said, I didn't want to wait too long for him to get where I couldn't shoot him, so he was out here at 40, and that seemed good enough. He was coming right into that flambeau. I think it's the Shady Baby hen is what it's called. It's the feeder hen, so we decided just to go with that today and not the tom, and it worked out. Got over here, called him in, and finally got on the board after a long week, but I'm happy with this bird. He's not the biggest one in the world, but I am far from a trophy turkey hunter, so I'm more than happy.